Welcome back to Dumbed Down Tech for another review video today. Previously I reviewed this controller a little while ago, the EasySMX X10, and overall I found it very good. I actually prefer this over a standard Xbox wireless controller, and you know, this had a few unique features that I particularly liked. Please check out that video, there will be a link in the description below. But today we're looking at EasySMX's new controller, the X20. Now this has even more unique features than the X10, plus some beautiful RGB lighting and some features which really do kind of impress me on the surface anyway. We'll soon find out, are they actually any good when we get into the testing. But for now, let's have a look what's in the box. There we go, so let's get rid of that. A little bit of plastic covering the top, don't need that. That gives us access to our controller, which we will have a look at in just one moment. Also we have our 2.4 wireless dongle. This actually runs at 1000 Hertz in wired and wireless, doesn't run 1000 Hertz in Bluetooth mode, so bear that in mind when you decide on your connectivity. So remove that, some more plastic, and that brings us to our instruction manual. Again, probably be handy when we're trying to work out some of the functions, like how to change the RGB settings and how to adjust the turbo and vibration settings of the controller. But for now, that can go. Also, thankfully they do include reasonably long USB-A to USB-C cable for wide connection and charging. But let's get rid of all of that so we can have a closer look at our controller. Yeah, first impressions are pretty good. Does feel like we've got a kind of grip texture here. Not sure if it's rubberized or not, but feels very nice whichever way. Look at it. And then we've got our thumbsticks. These are Hall effect thumbsticks, and you get Hall effect triggers. With the thumbsticks, the little feature this comes with over the X10 is you can detach these, and inside there's two little height bits. So regularly have it like that for low, and if you just turn it, you can have them set to high. Let's see, that's low, that's high. Let's see if the camera can pick that up. And we'll do the same with this, just take it off, turn it a little bit. So that's low and that's high. Again, personal preference whether you prefer them up high. Myself prefer them lower. So with regards to the buttons, the A, B, X, Y, these are mechanical micro switch, so is the D-pad and the shoulder buttons. And all the buttons feel really responsive. One of the differences between this controller and the X10 is these buttons, they go a lot further. Let's see if I can actually kind of show this. But these are lower, so there's less travel than these. And it's the same with the D-pad. Differences in shape, sharper, a bit more rounded, so they've kind of gone slightly away from the Xbox controller where it's a bit sharper, and they've gone a bit more rounded. Again, it all fits, to be honest, there's not much in it. Weight wise, it's definitely lighter than the Xbox controller. But when it comes down to button feel, I much prefer this. So the X20, so far on the feel, I do prefer over the X10. But let's get back into a little run through with the X20. So as we said, Hall effect, thumbsticks and triggers, mechanical micro switches, height adjustable thumbsticks. We've got 6-axis gyroscopic movement, and if we go around to the back, we've got 4 programmable buttons, so you can use them like trigger. You've got your switch to set it to wired or wireless mode, Bluetooth mode, and Nintendo Switch. This is compatible with PC, Steam Deck, Nintendo Switch, Android and iOS devices, which is it's a great all-in. It won't work on your Xbox console, but who knows, they might be able to sort that out down the line. Inside we've got a 1000 milliamp battery, gives between 8 and 10 hours of gameplay depending on use. Now the other little feature we've seen are these switches. So normally you've got 9mm of linear play there, so ideal for racing games. But if you're more into first-person shooters, slide that up, and suddenly you go from 9mm to a 0.3mm micro switch keystroke. Now this is great for first-person shooters. Again, do your other one. So when you're gaming, around you go, and turn it back, and away you go again, which is fantastic. I love that that's been included. Again, it's preference, personal preference if you want to use it, but we'll give that a go in a bit. We'll probably try a racing game and a shooting game, see how that works. Now let's turn this on. There we go. Right, let's just get this camera focusing a bit more. There we go. So now we see our lighting's lit up. We got a little decorative area, it lights your thumbstick area up, your EasySMX logo, and then it backlights your A, B, X, Y buttons. So for RGB lighting, if you hold down C button and then you just press your left stick, it changes your brightness, a few different settings there until you get off, but leaves your A, B, X, Y backlit. Put that back on. Then if you use the right stick, you can change the colour if you want a standard colour. So just run through quite a few choices until you get back to kind of colour change. You can change it as well, see if I can do it. So it kind of breathes. So you've got breathing effect, and then you've got like the constant, off, or different colours. Really, that's kind of all to say about the controller. So let's see how it performs. Now that we've all had a good laugh at my gaming prowess, I know Chris definitely will, let's do a little roundup and, you know, what's the final verdict on the X20? Personally, definitely think it's much better than a regular Xbox controller. The buttons just feel so much nicer, and it just feels a bit more, you know, quality feel to it. Plus, if you go Xbox, if you want all the extra buttons and features similar to this, you've got to go to the Pro, and you're well over £100 at that point. So this cost me £28. Normally, I've seen it on Amazon for about £40, 40 US dollar mark. But I was just lucky I found one going. So we disregard the Xbox controller completely. Don't need them anymore. How does it fare against one of its own, the X10? Actually, I prefer this. It's a bit lighter, so there's not as much button travel, and I didn't think I was going to like the trigger locks as much as I did. I played a bit more Call of Duty, still not getting much better, but I do find this helps with my response time in actually trying to shoot somebody, you know, try and get my reactions a bit better. I did wonder if I was going to find the lighting distracting. Actually don't really notice it after a while. We're too focused with what's going on. The X10 is a very good controller. I still say it is very good, and I don't think the grip will appeal to everybody. Again, the colour may not appeal to everybody, and at least with this you can change the colour if you want. The one I got is silver black, also had a white set. Some people may prefer the longer travel buttons. So I do like that EasySMX are building very slightly different controllers. There is another one coming up, another review coming up at some point. So I believe Chris has managed to get hold of the X05, and I believe he got a really good deal on that. So it'd be interesting to see how that compares to these two, and again to your standard Xbox controller. And not much else to say apart from I hope it doesn't discolour too much with use, and overall, yeah, I'm very pleased with it and well worth the money. I would highly recommend it, and I'd love to hear from you guys if you agree with me. Even if you disagree with me, please chuck a comment in, as I'm completely up for discussions, and I know it's very much personal preference, you know, how things feel in your hand, how they react. So I just like it's customizable. What with the adjustable thumbsticks, trigger locks, you can set this up, in my mind, any way you need to. So with that being said, I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.